Hi everyone, it's Semide. Welcome back to my channel. I know that for the past couple of months I have been missing in action and not really engaging with YouTube and with all of you wonderful people. I apologize for that. There has been a whirlwind of events concerning my health, concerning other personal circumstances, as well as schooling that I started. So there's been a lot going on and there's a lot to update all of you on in terms of PCOS, hypothyroidism, and of course my androgenetic alopecia, which a lot of you have been asking for an update about. So let's get started. I want to start by thanking all of you for continuing to support my YouTube channel, even though I've been away. The growth that I've seen has been incredible, and I hope that it continues and that I will continue to deliver content that vibes and resonates with all of you. I don't even know where to start. There's just so much. We can start with my period. I was in this long cycle and I actually ended up getting to day 100 before I had my period, and I was just really frustrated about that. I understood that it was because of my adrenal burnout previously. I was trying in every way possible to reduce my stress levels in terms of meditation, food, my lifestyle choices. I had stopped exercising intensely, so I was sticking to more like low intensity walks and yoga and stretching and that kind of thing, instead of what I previously did, which was high intensity interval training. I did like weightlifting and Olympic weightlifting. Those were like my thing. I'm still recovering now a year later, still from adrenal burnout. So I hope that eventually I'll be able to get back to it. I wanted to regulate my period and at first just kind of get my period going because it's been 100 days. So I started seeing an intern at the school for acupuncture, right? And she had this specific PCOS protocol that she found in a book. Right after that acupuncture session, I actually saw an increase in my basal body temperature, which says that I am now in my luteal phase. And then I got my period 2 weeks later. So that was really incredible. It could be a coincidence, but I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what else acupuncture can do for us with PCOS. At the same time, I also started seeing another naturopathic doctor because at school we learn a lot of different modalities, from traditional Chinese medicine to botanical medicine to homeopathy as well. I know that homeopathy is quite controversial, especially in the scientific medicinal worlds, but learning it at school, I was certainly intrigued. So I decided to take a leap of faith and see a naturopathic doctor who focused on homeopathic medicine, and the results were quite interesting. She ended up deciding that my body wanted these homeopathic remedies, and these are undas. They're known as undas, prepared by Soroil, and they are complex homeopathic remedies, 15 drops twice a day or something like that. And they were supposed to help me detoxify and drain my liver. I think they were mostly targeted towards my liver. I have a long history of digestive issues like bloating, too much gas, and just not like my food just kind of sits there and doesn't like go. And then I also have a history of constipation. And I did notice that it helped my sluggish liver, my digestion. But something else that I noticed was a couple weeks into taking it, I ended up developing oral ulcers, which were quite painful, and I also developed dermatitis and like really itchy skin. So I'll show you a few pictures right now. So these are pictures of dermatitis / eczema, because eczema is when you don't really know what's the cause, right? Atopic eczema. On my shoulders, on my arms. I also got them on my legs, on my flanks. They were just everywhere. My whole body was super, super itchy from this remedy. I decided to reduce the dosage after speaking to the doctor. That helped a little bit and it kind of took away some of the symptoms, but it came back. And so I reduced it again, and it went away for a bit, and then it came back. So in the end, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop doing this because it's really, really itchy, and it was actually keeping me up during the night. Eventually, I had to stop seeing the doctor because of distance issues and school, but I continued to see another intern at the school. They tried quercetin to help to reduce the histamine response. My arms and shoulders were getting better, but my legs were actually developing a lot more dermatitis. So we were kind of confused as to what was happening. The intern decided that perhaps alternatives will help. And alternatives are sort of blood cleansers, and she prepared this compounded tincture for me that includes yarrow and burdock and a little bit of rhodiola for my stress, which is an adaptogen. And I took a teaspoon of this every day, and about a week later I noticed that the itching was gone and the dermatitis was going away. There's still remnants of scars, but truly it has gotten so much better. On my arms, you pretty much can't really see it anymore. And then on my shoulders as well, there really is no remnants. And then on my legs, it's pretty much gone and definitely not itchy anymore. So that was a huge win for me. But somehow all of this detoxifying and these skin eruptions and improving my immunity, I think is also relating to my PCOS and how that is improving as well. So I'm really, really happy to report that my period has become more regular. So it went from a 100-day cycle to a 77-day cycle, and then a 44-day cycle, and now I'm at a 30-something day cycle. I haven't gotten my period yet, but based on my basal body temperature tracking, it looks like I'm going to get my period in the next week or so, which is incredible. And honestly, guys, I am so, so grateful for this, because I have not had such a short cycle, 35 days, which is sort of within the normal range, since 4 years ago. So it's huge for me. And also, the last period that I had absolutely no cramps and no PMS, which I usually tend to have a lot of. So overall, I find that my entire cycle and all of my symptoms are improving. So the hormone balance is definitely getting better. Lastly, I do want to talk about my mental health, because my mental health has certainly fluctuated a lot over the past couple of months. I am working with a counselor at school, and she seems to think that I have emotional dysregulation and mood disorders, which makes sense. And for all of you out there who do have PCOS, hormonal imbalances, androgen excess, mental health issues is a huge part of the picture. And it makes sense. If you have hormonal imbalances and are not producing the right neurotransmitters and your gut is all a mess, for sure you're gonna have mental health issues. And it's important that we destigmatize that and raise awareness about it, because without looking at the whole picture, the mind and the body, and also the spiritual aspect and the social aspect, we can't expect to heal from our hormonal conditions, including PCOS. So at the peak of my mental health issues, I was having a lot of episodes where I would just kind of throw tantrums and cry uncontrollably. It was really not like myself. I didn't feel like myself. I felt like I was in this thunderstorm and I just couldn't get out of it. And it was not fun. And for those of you who do have depressive episodes, anxiety, mood disorders, I'm sure you can relate with this as well. It was definitely really, really difficult, and part of the reason why I stayed away from YouTube and social media, so that I could nurture myself and slowly recover from my mental health issues. Thankfully, I have a really strong support system. My family, my friends, my partner, my counselor, and my colleagues at school were able to help me throughout all of this. My counselor especially was able to prescribe a couple of exercises to do, including mindfulness-based exercises. Notice the thoughts that I had in my head and just notice them, label them, move on. Then I would notice my emotions, label them, move on. Then notice my sensations in my body, notice them, move on, and then do 1 minute of deep breathing, and then finally a body scan up and down for 1 minute. So I did this regularly throughout the day, and I continue to do that. Another aspect of recovering from my mental health issues was being out in nature. I found that especially during the winter time, I wasn't spending a lot of time grounding myself. So I actually started going out for hikes more, walking. We have this nice set of trails near my school, which has been amazing. And I also started gardening, and this is an incredible pastime to have. And the plants in the garden, they exhibit a lot of energies, a lot of meditative healing energies that you can connect with. And of course, being present, being one with the plants makes a huge difference. And I don't know if you are energetic or spiritual in any way. I certainly am. And I believe that the plants certainly helped me figure out who I truly was, the true essence of my being. And I was able to heal my mental health, my mental illness from there. Another thing that I've noticed and learned to come to terms with and accept is that mental health issues are very dynamic. I can't promise myself that I'm never going to have a depressive or low point episode again, because that's simply not possible. It is probably going to happen. I don't know when, but when it does happen, I have to be able to accept it and step back from it and be able to look at it from an objective view. For those of us with hormonal imbalance and PCOS, we need more life jackets than other people. So we need to have grounding practices, mindfulness exercises, better diet, better everything in order to maintain our mental health. And this isn't a bad thing. This isn't a way to victimize ourselves and say, oh my goodness, it's so unfair that I have to like do all of this. I have to journal, I have to do this, I have to do that in order to like keep myself sane. I don't see it that way anymore. I see it more so as our body giving us very regular feedback about our internal health. It could be your PMS symptoms, it could be your period, it could be your mental health issues, and these are all really good indicators of how our health is, right? And last but not least, an update about my hair loss / androgenetic alopecia. I have some brand new photos to show you and really exciting news. I have noticed a lot more hair growth, especially around my temple region. I have been getting comments from my family and friends that they've noticed more hair growth as well. So as you can see, I have cut my hair and I do like it shorter in terms of volume, but eventually I hope that once my hair does get thicker, I can sport longer hairstyles. I'm really learning to love my hair as well. It has been through a lot of tough, difficult moments. I'm sure all of you can relate to that. It just takes a lot of patience, but over the past couple months, I have definitely seen a lot of hair growth, and I hope that you guys are too. Please keep me updated on how the different therapies that you're trying is helping you with your hair growth and whether any of my suggestions have helped you as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Please thumbs up if you like this video. Comment below with any questions that you might have. I do have a Q&A video coming up, and so I would appreciate more questions. Even though I do have a lot of content to work with, never hurts to have more, right? And subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys so much. Bye now.